Week one is done in the World Cup and the favourites have completely changed. There's been some big performances, but there's also been some big fall-offs from big teams. Spain at the start of this tournament were the favourite with the bookies. However, I don't see it that way anymore. In this video, I'll be talking about Spain, France, England, Germany, Argentina and Portugal and their chances of winning the World Cup. And I'll be starting off with the team which I think is least favourite out of that group to win the tournament to my most favourite. And before I get into this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to see daily World Cup content. So, starting off with Germany, the team which I think out of that group has the least chance of winning the World Cup. Now, they had a fantastic game, couldn't ask for a better start really against Curacao, scoring 7 goals, another 7-1 win in their favour, but this time it wasn't Brazil they were facing. It was Curacao. You'd sort of expect 5, 6, 7 goals to be scored from Germany in this case. And if it was a 2-0 win, you'd be slightly worried. However, that's still a serious statement of intent. And that has to put you in some sort of conversation like they were beforehand. But one huge win against a much weaker opponent, if anything, maybe even the worst opponent in the World Cup tournament, it's not going to give you that much credit just yet. However, if they continue this form against the bigger teams in their group, then we can have a conversation. And then my fifth favourite to win the World Cup is Portugal. Portugal, I'm so disappointed with. Such a boring game by them. It's a huge difference between playing with Ronaldo up top and then playing with Messi as well. You can tell at Argentina, they play through Messi, but with Portugal, they're playing around him. Ronaldo's not the player he used to be. People say, yeah, but he's the greatest goal scorer. And people say Ronaldo is the greatest goal scorer of all time, which, yeah, he scored the most goals, don't get me wrong, but he's not the same player he was 4 years ago when he failed again at the World Cup last time around. He can't do it anymore. Portugal's squad is the best I've ever seen it, and this is their best chance to win the World Cup. But consistently playing Ronaldo up top, and I'm not saying it's all his problem and it's all of his issues to why they never scored another goal against DR Congo and drew with them, but it's a big problem they've got where they're consistently starting him. And it feels like they have to start him. It feels like Martinez has to start him to keep the job. And as soon as Ronaldo wants him out, as soon as Ronaldo's unhappy, Martinez will be gone. So he's trying to please Ronaldo. That's how it comes across. The talent is there, but can they really create chances and enough chances for Ronaldo to be scoring from? I doubt it. They were much higher up on my list, but after seeing that performance, I don't trust Ronaldo and I don't trust Martinez. At number 4, and I don't know why I was shocked, but Argentina, they have to be a serious contender now if they weren't beforehand for yourself. I didn't realise Messi would be this good still. I really didn't. Maybe I'm just naive. I didn't think he'd be this good still. What a fantastic performance. A World Cup hat-trick. His first time scoring a World Cup hat-trick, and he's 38, 39 next week. That is the type of player, along with much of the stars they've got in that team, which can carry you when they're in good form to a World Cup final. And when it gets to the World Cup final, anything can happen. Argentina have to be in the conversation. Beforehand, when I was talking about England and their chances, and if we got to a semi-final, I said it would be most likely either Argentina or Portugal. And I said I was more scared about Portugal. I'm now more scared about Argentina. And then in third position is Spain. They're my third favourite team to win the World Cup. Not too long ago, I would have said first, or if not second. But the reason why they've dropped off at third is they seem to rely so much on Yamal and Pedri. And Pedri can only do so much. He's not exactly a goal-scoring threat. And you can't rely on him to be that type of player. But he's still fantastic. But to score goals, it seems like they're really just relying on Lamine Yamal. Whether they change or not, who knows? And it's Spain at the end of the day. They've started off badly in a World Cup tournament beforehand and then went on to win it and was arguably in a dynasty where it's one of the best teams we've ever seen. So yeah, one bad performance doesn't mean they're not going to win the World Cup, but it takes away some of their credit. It takes away some of my expectation from them to win that World Cup. And in second place, I have to say England. Apart from France, which other big team puts in a better performance than England against a bigger nation? I know you could say Argentina won 3-0, absolutely destroyed them, but they were playing Algeria. You sort of expect that. You can't expect it to be a bit closer, especially for a team as good as Argentina. Whereas England, that's their first win against a top 15 ranked nation at a World Cup since 2002. I didn't realise that at the time. That's a statement in itself for England, getting over that hurdle of, when it got to half time for England versus Croatia, I feel like the old England, or even just England under Southgate and before Southgate, if we were drawing at half time, we'd have been a bit more scared to be as brave as we were against Croatia the other night. I think it was fantastic. Defensively, there's question marks, but we've seen in qualifying, we can sort out our defence. And with how good we look on attack, it's hard not to see England going far in this competition at the very least. But my number one favourite, it has to be France. I'm not a huge fan of Deschamps. I don't think he's that good a manager, but you've got too many stars. I don't think I remember, at least since Brazil 2002, seeing so many stars. I mean, you've got so many stars like that. It's hard to discount them from being the favourite. Mbappe seems to always perform on the big stage in a France shirt. Always. Then you've got Elise. They've got Ballon d'Or winner Dembele. They've got Upamecano, who seems to be having a fantastic game so far, but also year. And then we look at the squad depth. Their second 11 would be in this top 5 favourite teams to win the World Cup alone, and that's their bench. They look like serious contenders. They look like a team, if they make it work, to have a dynasty over these next 10, 15 years. So that's my 6, starting with Germany and then ending with France. Who's your favourite after week 1 of the World Cup? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe for daily World Cup content. I'm trying to get 30 subscribers by the end of this week. I only need one more to get it. See you next time.